start with an opening statement. We'll go right into
Sure.
questions, please.
First thing is I want to give Kirby Smart and his staff and that team all the credit. Those guys did a heck of a job tonight. They came out, they played well, and they won a football game tonight. You know, I was proud of the way our team performed as far as their effort, and you know, we just made too many mistakes, and you can't do that against a good opponent. You can't do that nowadays against anybody, you know, and have success. So, but you got to give those guys credit because they did a nice job.
All right, questions, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Here we go, right here in the front row.
Larry, if you could just talk about that period of the game where everybody seemed to come unglued. You got the call against you, the safety occurred. What happened there? What did you say? What really went down?
Well, we got the penalty on the lineman downfield, and you know, I was questioning the call, and the guy didn't like what I said, so he threw a flag on me, which is, you know, it's nobody's fault but mine. I mean, it's my fault. It's the first time that's ever happened in my life, so pretty disappointing. And then we're backed up on the 2 or 3 yard line, and they get the safety. So that's all on me. Nobody but me.
Questions, where are we going, guys? Okay, right here in the second row. Microphone's right behind you.
That was quick.
That was quick.
You talk about the mistakes. Are you talking primarily about penalties or a grand kind of gamut of things?
I mean, we had 13 penalties. You know, I mean, and it's, you know, we don't need to go that way. I mean, we had penalties everywhere. And, you know, it always goes in these early games we talked about. It's going to be special teams, it's going to be turnovers and penalties. That's it. That's going to determine these real, you know, these early games. And there's so much unknown in a game like this. I mean, we can't overcome those kind of things, or we couldn't overcome them. Maybe we'll eventually evolve to a team that can, but we couldn't tonight.
Okay, let's go right here in the third row.
Larry Mitch's performance tonight, what did you see in the deep balls in the first half? It looked like you had some guys open, you just couldn't get it there. There's too much air under a couple of them.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the film. I mean, I was pleased with his poise. The first thing we had asked him to do was take care of the football. You know, and I don't ever remember him throwing the ball into any coverage or anything like that, so I thought he did a nice job of that. I think he got a little antsy a couple of times and had some time that he didn't realize he had. But I think he'll be fine going forward. I really do. And you know, we didn't throw the ball near as well as we needed to tonight to be successful, and probably would have loved to have run it more, you know, but we were so inconsistent offensively. We weren't moving the chains, and so that makes you start guessing on all your play calls, you know, when you're trying to hit some big plays to get something going, and we just didn't make them.
Okay, right here on the side.
Larry, what's the challenge with trying to defend Nick Chubb and that rushing attack?
He's pretty good, you know. I mean, there's no doubt he's really good, and you know what Chaney does with him is good. I mean, he's got a good scheme, and their offensive line is doing a nice job of, you know, it doesn't take much for that guy. He's pretty special, you know. I mean, there's no doubt he's one of the best ones in the country, and they're going to keep feeding it to him.
Okay, right here in the front.
Late in the first half, you guys get down to the 5, and Elijah's on the field, 3 straight pass plays. What was the thinking there?
Yeah, we thought we could. We thought what we had, what we wanted to throw the ball in. They outnumbered us in the box. They were going cover 0. All of those were run checks with passes tagged to them, and because it was cover 0 and they were bringing blitzes, that's what we, you know, that was the plan.
All right, over here on the side again, right there.
Larry, you mentioned that you would have liked to have run it more. Why did you guys not run it more?
You know, because we were so inconsistent. I mean, in everything we were doing, and you know, there was never a time, or there were a couple. I shouldn't say never. There were a couple series that we felt like we were doing things the right way. You know, but you can't be second and long, you know, on every series and think you're going to be able to run the ball effectively. You know, so I thought first down was tough on us. We weren't effective on first down enough, and that caused us to get behind the chains, and then it makes it tough to run.
All right, where are we going next, guys? All right, over here again.
Larry, given the amount of experience you have on this team, were you a little surprised by that inconsistency?
Yeah, I was surprised. But you know, you're going to have to give those guys credit now. I mean, we weren't out there going against air. I mean, there were some good players on that other side of the ball, and they did a nice job. And you know, Kirby knows how to defend people, and so you know, I think part of it was just trying to adjust to the things that we didn't know we were going to see, And, that's part of the game. I mean, it was the way it happened.
All right, staying over here on the side again.
With the 13 penalties, just what would you attribute all the sloppiness to?
Well, I hope I can say that's first game, but we'll see what happens and how we, how we get that corrected and how our guys play. I think some of it was guys just trying to play extra hard and making stupid penalties. I mean, there were some things that we did that were not characteristic of us, and hopefully we can get that going back in the the right direction.
Anything over here? Anything in the back? All right, we're not going to hold it. All right, over here, right here again, in the second row again, right here.
You're very careful about not creating that all the eggs in one basket feeling with your team about this game, even though a lot of the fans maybe would feel that way. What did you say to them after this about all the goals remaining? Is that the kind of message you're still communicating?
I didn't talk to them about our goals. I mean, I think they all know that our goals still are all intact. We knew whether we won this game or lost it, it really wasn't going to have a huge impact on our goals for this season. And so, it's all going to be about now is what do we learn from this game, and how do we react to what happened in this game, for a lot of guys, because even though I didn't put all our eggs in our basket, in this basket. There was a lot of guys on our team that are in there hurting because they wanted to win this football game and they expected to win it. And so we got to get them to bounce back. Sunday we've got to have a really good practice. They know what's expected, and I think our seniors and our leaders on the team will do a good job of that.
Okay, over here in the back.
Hey, Coach, can you share your thoughts about opening the game here at Chick-fil-A?
Well, first of all, Chick-fil-A, they do a great job with this game. I mean, it's I will tell you, for our players, our fans, everybody, they have such a great setup here, and hopefully someday we'll be able to come back and do it again, because it was a lot of fun. It really was, and it was a great matchup, and unfortunately we just came out on the short side.
All right, time for a couple more. Let's go right here in the third row in the middle.
Coach, what was the breakdown on that 55-yard run by Chubb that kind of broke the game open?
We were in a all-out blitz situation there, and we just didn't fit it well. It got us outnumbered on a gap, and we didn't fit it well, and so it kind of broke it open right there. I think we had a couple guys that had opportunities to make the tackle on him, but we won't be the only ones that don't make a tackle on that guy. He's pretty good.
All right, last question over here in the far corner.
Can you just talk about your prep for Lambert and Eason coming in, which quarterback you'd face, and then once it became Eason, just what you thought of him?
Yeah, you saw, I mean, we prepared the same way for either one because we didn't know which one was going to play. I mean, there was no way of knowing. And you saw him open it up a little bit more when Eason was in the game, and it gave us some issues also. But both quarterbacks did a nice job. I mean, I don't know that, again, I didn't evaluate either one of them, but both of them were quality guys. Both of them did what they needed to do to win a football game, and that was all that mattered.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.